Hi everyone, I'm Alex. Thanks for clicking and welcome to this beginner lesson on keeping in touch. So today I will look at some very common verbs that we use with the term in touch to talk about staying in contact and keeping communication with our friends, our relatives, and loved ones. So to stay in touch or keep in touch or be in touch or to get in touch basically means to remain in contact or communication, to keep communication, stay in contact, stay in communication with someone in your life. So 3 verbs that we have here are keep, stay, and be. So it's possible to say, oh, don't worry, this person is leaving, but don't worry, I will keep in touch. I will stay in touch. I will be in touch. So you can use this as an imperative. You can say, okay, keep in touch. Bye. Contact me. Stay in contact, in communication with me. Be in touch. Keep in touch. Stay in touch. Let's look at some example sentences of different ways and different tenses we can use these phrases in. So we didn't keep in touch. We didn't stay in touch are both possible. And what you mean here is you had a friend and maybe you lost contact with the friend and you want to communicate that we lost contact. We didn't stay in touch. We didn't keep in touch. You can also say we lost touch. So we lost communication. We lost touch. Okay? And again, you can also use be in touch. Now, again, the verb to be is special, so you can't say we didn't be in touch. You have to say, I was in touch with someone, or I wasn't in touch with someone. And in this context, you're talking about, contacting a company, and maybe you contact them 2 times, and you say, oh, I was in touch with someone who works there. I was in communication, in contact with a person who works at that company. Okay, and I put get in touch as separate from these because to get in touch has a slightly different meaning than, keep, stay, be. So these talk about the state of remaining, keeping, and staying in touch. To get in touch means to initiate the communication, to start the contact, to get in touch, okay? So I have 3 example sentences. Get in touch with me when you arrive. You are talking to a friend. The friend is coming to visit you by bus, by airplane. It doesn't matter. And you're telling them, okay, get in touch with me. Contact me. Okay, this is the meaning. Contact me when you arrive. Now, you will notice I circled the preposition with because if you want to talk about the person that you're going to get in touch with, you must use with. And again, you can also use with keep in touch with me, stay in touch with me, be in touch with me as well. Okay, let's look at 2 more with get, and then we'll recap everything. So I tried to get in touch with her. I attempted to get in contact, but I wasn't successful. I will get in touch with you later. So I will contact you later, okay? All right, so review, keep in touch, stay in touch, be in touch. They all mean to keep communication, to stay in contact, stay in communication with a person. To get in touch means to start the communication, to initiate the contact. And you can use, especially keep in touch, when you're saying goodbye to a person that you're not sure if you will see them again for a long time. You can say, okay, yeah, keep in touch, stay in touch, be in touch. And to get in touch, you can, use it as a command to tell a person to contact me, okay? So if you would like to test your understanding of this material, as always, you can check out the quiz on engVid.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep in touch.